Hello, I'm Susan Scoggins. I'm a speech pathologist with Houston Area Parkinson's Society, and this is another Speech with Susan class. I live in Costa Rica, and I'm in my little casita at the moment, and I'm currently building a little house, two-bedroom, two-bath house right over there. So, but anyway, we're doing this from my little casita. So Pura Vida, and let's get started. What we do is we work on things for our breath support, the strength of our voice, our swallowing, a little bit of cognitive exercise at the end, and voice. So let's get started. First thing we do is we do an ah sound and we hold it for 20 seconds. We're not gonna do them run right after another. I'll tell you to stop and pause it so you could do it 3 or 4 or 5 more times, just in the interest of the time. So let's get started, as I said, for the 3rd time. Begin with an ah sound. Here we go. Take a big deep breath. Good. Let's pause the video and do that about 4 or 5 more times. Welcome back. If you did do that, wonderful. Next one is we're going to do a high-pitched E, and the purpose of the high-pitched E is to bring the larynx up, and it tilts forward, thins out the vocal cords, but it is what we need to have that melodic intonation that we have in our speech. So let's do an E sound. We're going to hold it for 3 to 5 seconds. Go as high as you can so that that larynx can really elevate. So here we go, one right after another, holding for 3 to 5 seconds. Again. Good, again. 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 Wonderful. Next on the list is the Masako and the Mendelssohn, and this is for swallowing. So normally when we swallow, our larynx goes up, and we have several valves that kind of work their way. And one of them is when we normally swallow, the base of our tongue hits the back of the throat, which is your posterior pharyngeal wall. That's a normal swallow, but since we're going to anchor it forward, this wall of muscle has to try to come up and meet it. So you're gonna stick your tongue out between your teeth and your lips and anchor it there, and then swallow. All right, try to do that about 5 times. So sometimes you'll need to take a sip of water, swallow normally, and then do a swallow with your tongue sticking out. And to challenge you, stick your tongue out as far out as you can and try and do the swallow. It's a little bit harder, of course, because that posterior pharyngeal wall has to move more, but it is a peristaltic action as it moves down. Stop the video and do that about 4 or 5 times. All right, welcome back. And now let's do the Mendelssohn. The Mendelssohn is just a regular swallow, but you're stopping in the middle of the swallow. Your larynx is going up, the hyoid bone, which is right here, goes up and towards the chin, tilts that epiglottis to cover. So here's your airway. You've got a flap, or what they would say the flapper in your throat. It covers the airway. When it covers the airway, of course, you can't breathe. So, and then the food and liquid comes down, the upper esophageal sphincter opens up, and the food and liquid goes down here, closes and moves it down. So this is I'll do a Mendelssohn, and you can kind of see a strain on my face because I am not breathing during that time, but I'm holding it for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then I'm releasing. And when I'm releasing, that valve pops back up, air comes out of the airway, and you're in an exhale at that point. So watch me. I'm going to do a normal swallow, but I'm stopping in the middle of it when the larynx is at the highest point. and then I release. Stop the video and do that about 4 or 5 more times. Welcome back. I hope you did that. It's not easy to do. These are not easy to do when you first start. I've been doing it for 30 years, so I'm pretty good at it. Next on the list is a pucker for 60 seconds, which is a kiss, and then a smile for 60 seconds. We're not going to time this in the class because it'll take up 2 minutes of us just looking at each other, puckering up. But the purpose of this is to maintain labial seal when we age, or as we age, as we have Parkinson's on top of it. The labial seal, the monitoring of the saliva that builds up in the mouth is not as good, and it starts pooling and it'll start drooling. So we want to maintain a labial seal. So you're going to pucker and hold for 60 seconds. Then after 60 seconds, quickly switch to a smile and maintain labial seal and hold that for 60 seconds. So stop the video to do those two. Very important because the labial seal, keeping the lips tight, helps us monitor the saliva that builds up. And we do, I think, produce about 600 milliliters of saliva a day, and we swallow 1,000 times a day. So if you can do that, stop the video and do that. 60 seconds for a pucker, 60 seconds for a smile. Good. All right. Now let's do some exercises that work we were working interior muscles, the small muscles that are used for swallowing and voice and breathing. Let's do muscles that support those. So this one, we're going to turn our chin to our right shoulder. We want to drop the left shoulder, and we're going to hold for about 20 seconds. And we want to feel a stretch on the left side. Try to get that chin as close to the right shoulder. And you want to feel a good stretch on the right here on the side of the neck. And then when you turn to the other side, feel the difference. This is starting to contract. This side of the neck is starting to expand. And you want to drop that right shoulder as much as you can and get that chin as close to the left shoulder as possible. Okay, bring it back to center. Right ear to right shoulder. Drop the left shoulder, pull it back if you can, chin to 2 o'clock position, and let's see if we can get that stretch from the chin all the way down, a little bit more anterior, and then to the shoulder. Okay. Left ear to left shoulder, drop your right, pull it back, and chin at 10 o'clock position. A good stretch from the chin all the way down, a little bit more anterior, all the way to the shoulder. And the last one is just chin to chest. Now you'll feel a stretch on either side of the cervical spine. Okay, very good. And last exercise that we do in my class, my Zoom class, I teach a Zoom class on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30 for HAPS, is breathing. And this is breath support. It is inhaling through the nose for a count of 3, exhaling through the nose for a count of 8. And let's do that about 8 or 9 times. Here we go. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Great. So we've got those exercises that work on voice, breath support, swallowing, and like the strength of the voice. Let's do a little bit of cognitive, and this is just a little bit of a challenge. It's called word parts, and what you're going to do is, for instance, the word menace, M-E-N-A-C-E, is defined as a threat. But if we separate and we find two words in there, for example, a male adult, men, and then the highest card in the deck, ace, we put it together and it's menace. So what I'm going to do is we're going to say, I'm going to give you the definition of the parts of the word and we're going to put it together. So for the first one, the opposite of out plus the verdict deciders, the ones who decide the verdict. So the opposite of out is in, and it's jury. So putting those two words together, you have what word? Injury. Let's do another one. When you take a breather, that's the first clue, take a breather, plus Mr. Linkletter. So they're probably wanting his first name. So when you're taking a breather, you're at rest. So rest, and art is his first name, Mr. Linkletter's first name. So rest, art. Put those two words together. It's not restart, but it's restart. Let's try the next one. Author of The Raven, plus to make an effort or at least to attempt. Put those two words together. So the author of The Raven is Poe. And to make an effort or to attempt is to try. Put Poe and try together. It comes up with a different word. Poetry. All right, let's do the next one. Wally and the Beaver's Dad. If you remember that sitcom, what was his name? And the attire for a judge. What does the judge wear? His attire. So what was our Wally and Beaver's dad's name? Ward. And what does a judge wear? Robe. Put them together. Wardrobe. All right, let's do this one. Sunday church service. What would you call it? Plus how old you are, which is your... Okay, so let's figure this out. Sunday church service is mass, and how old you are. Age, mass, age. What word do you come up with when you put them together? Not mass age, but massage. Okay, let's do a water barrier plus a writing instrument, and it's not one with an eraser. So a water barrier in a very large scale on land is a dam, and then the writing instrument that uses ink, pen, dam, pen, put the words together, dampen. Great. Let's do the next one. Deface. Something that has been defaced. Plus an alcoholic beverage often mixed with tonic. So this one's a little bit more difficult, but the deface something is to mar it. And then the beverage mixed with tonic, a lot of times alcohol, is gin. What's the two words? Margin. Okay, very good. So I just want to remind you, there's always 2 Speech with Susans a month. Practice with those. They're on YouTube. They're on hapsonline.org. It's on their website. Also, they've got, they've got the physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. They've got yoga, and I think they do Tai Chi. They've got classes for in-person classes. They have support group gatherings. Very good stuff on HAPS Online. And go to that website and you can see what all there's offered. I teach a Zoom class on Thursdays from 10:30 to 11:30, and we do pretty much the same thing. All the exercises we go through, and then we do some critical thinking or thinking outside of the box or cognitive exercises. Okay? And I'll see you at the next Speech with Susan. Thank you.